Hey everybody, and thank you for picking Kale-e. Today's video is going to be on the roots from which I sprouted and getting an up close and personal look of where I grew up. So thank you for watching. Okay, so first we're going to go up here. This used to be an entire bed that was full of kale, dinosaur kale, strawberries, but now it's just asparagus. So first I want to show you this trench that we're working on. We trenched it 24 inches deep, and this is where the piping is going to go for the hydroponics and the fluid. The purpose of getting it 24 inches deep is that it stays the same temperature. So in the winters it'll stay warmer, and in the summers it'll stay cooler. It'll be about an even 65 to 70 degrees Fahrenheit because it gets pretty hot out here, about 110 some days in the summer, and in the winters at night it can reach down to the 30s. So we want to keep it a pretty constant temperature for all of the hydroponic solutions. Going over here, this used to be our huge garden bed, but now it just feeds the bunnies. But if you look a little bit closer, so we planted all new asparagus in the middle, so I don't want to hop on it too much. But you can see a little asparagus head right there. And this is what asparagus looks like when you let it grow out. And so we have a lot of bunnies, and this is their food. We also cut it and eat it as well, but mainly it's for the bunnies. So I will right here what an asparagus head looks like. See that? Beautiful. And then they floral, they spread out, but this is a beautiful asparagus head. We just break it off right here and then cook it up in the frying pan or saucepan or however you want to bake it, anything. This is an awesome barrel that my dad and I got, and we created our own little system on here. So, okay, so how we did it is we measured out the circumference and made sure that all of these holes and marked them. And so we measured them out each way because they're stacked. So we didn't make the holes, they go in between on these sections. So you have to mark them out first, and then sorry, Denali's acting like a crazy person. So from there, after we marked them, my dad took the circular saw. I think I did 2 of these, but he did the rest. And we took the circular saw and sawed them, then took a propane, what do I call it? Blowtorch, a propane one. And then got it really, really hot, and as we did the circular saw and did the propane blowtorch, I put a 2x4 in when it was really hot, and to make it cool a lot quicker for the form to set in, we were just running cold water over it. So we'd put in the 2x4, and I would hold it, and then I'd take the hose and put the dogs are like crazy, and put the water all over it so that the form would shape to the 2x4, and then we have these awesome pockets going all the way down for anything that we can grow in here. So currently we're growing strawberries, but we had all of our green onions up here at one point, and then strawberries. We had some kale growing out of here, and what was crazy is we had little stalks of broccoli coming out too, which is kind of awesome because there's so much. And then now next we'll go into the vermicompost. There's a recent addition to this that I'm so excited about. I've been trying to get my dad to do vermicomposting for a very long time, and we wanted to do it in our own specific way. So what him and I came up with is this awesome tube in the middle of our barrel. So if you go in the middle of this tube, we're putting all of our compost in here, and we didn't use red wigglers, we used earthworms because we have so many earthworms here. But as you go in here, this is where all of the our green waste and brown waste are going to go in the middle of here, which is a bunch of worms. And then at the bottom of this barrel, you get all of the water and compost juice that's in here. And so every morning we come out and we just water and re-nutrient our entire bucket. Well, I don't live here anymore, so my dad does that. but this was our new system that we just put in a couple weeks ago, and I'm really excited to see how it's working. So all of our strawberries are on here, and hopefully we'll get a good strawberry harvest this year. So excited. These two huge pots are our turmeric pots. So I told my dad that we need to grow turmeric as much as possible. So we started with this one pot that's kind of hidden, and our plant got about this big, and we harvested it all. And all my sisters have a huge family. Everybody took portions of it, so we realized that we needed 2 containers and most likely 3 containers of turmeric. I'm probably going to start to grow ginger as well. But these 2 beds are going to be our turmeric containers. They're not that big, but yeah, they make great plants, and they're very beautiful and tropical. So I'll have to do another video of when they're actually blooming. Their season will start back up in 2 more months. We'll start seeing their sprouts come back up because we planted the mother rhizomes back in here, so they're just laying dormant right now, and then they'll sprout back up within 2 months once it gets hotter. This is going to be the greenhouse. It was first going to be our shed, but then my dad and I talked about it, and we wanted to build a greenhouse based on Fernster Farms, giving you a shout out. Everybody go follow him. But we want to start our own greenhouse, and I'm very excited because I'm in an apartment, I can't get one. But he laid the cement, not when I was here on one weekend, and started the drainage. So the drainage is going to come up here, and this is where the hydroponic solution fertilizer will be, which will be over here. And we're also going to bury those huge 50-gallon barrels into the ground and only have about 6 inches up top, so that will be regulating the temperature. But here is the first start of our hydroponic system. So this is our beautiful, and it's coming to life. These are like halfway done with growing. They're just starting to head. So if you look closely here, Jake, you can see that they're just starting to head up. So, which means that they're starting to make the base of their head. So they're going to get about twice this size. And then we'll be able to take out the whole plant, and our plan is to make some awesome kimchi. I'm so excited. We'll have lots of pounds of kimchi, but it's going to be wonderful, and I cannot wait to start this project. So this is one of our drains that's coming out in the middle of that is connected to the drain in the greenhouse. So once we have water going in there, it's all going to flow out and go into the pasture. We reuse all of our water here, and we have a couple of reverse osmosis systems going on. So when you do our hydroponics are going to be a reverse osmosis system. I forgot to say that. And when that happens, when you make 1 gallon of water from reverse osmosis, you kind of waste 2 to 3 gallons, but it's not technically wasting. We just have a lot of solutes in our water here, and so that's why we use the reverse osmosis system. But those 2 to 3 gallons of water will not be wasted. They will be going through this piping and throughout the whole pasture, as well as our septic tank system is also giving out their liquids to the pasture as well. So that's why it's so fertile and green right now. And then if we move over here, these are our grapes. So we planted a bunch of grapes, if you can see. So this will be our lining of grapes here at the top. And then in between each grape, we're planting our melons. So all of the melons will go down here, as well as pumpkins when it's the season for pumpkins. But all of our vining plants stay at the top and vine all the way down. And then we're going to do artichokes about 10 feet down that way and have them pretty much in line with all of our vining plants. Now we're going to go to all of our trees. So this guy here is a Granny Smith apple tree. There's a bunch of things going on in this tree. So if you want to get closer. So we have 2 types of grafting going on here. The most recent grafts that we have are in orange. Right over here, there's a couple on this side, so maybe coming over here. So this is grafted with the Fuji. So you can see that we put a Fuji on here, and we've grafted it 1, 2, 3. And then everything with the white spray paint is also a Fuji graft. If you can see this fatty, nodule right here, that's where the graft started. But these are a year-old grafts, so these are also Fuji. So we have 1, 2, 3 grafts of Fuji that were from last year, and then 3 grafts of Fuji that are current that we just did this weekend. So they look pretty good, and then these ones are really well grafted on by now. So it's a Granny Smith tree with a bunch of grafts of Fuji apples. And next is a lot more just beautiful apples that we're having. And we get all of our trees from Dave Wilson Nursery. My dad thinks it's the Cadillac of nurseries, so he only messes with Dave Wilson, and they're in California. So if you're in California, shout out to them. But that's where we get all of our trees from. And going down here, I don't have to go through all of our trees unless you guys really want me to. On comments, I can redo this all again. But we got a couple cherry trees, a bunch of plum trees. A lot of our trees are grafted that we've been grafting through over the years. We have a bunch of orange trees that are in the back, which I won't go through today, but in the back part of our property, we have all citrus, and a lot of those are grafted as well as pomegranates and grapefruit trees. So this is mostly our apples, our plums, our apricots. We have a couple crab apples. Crab apples? Yeah. And we used to have a mulberry tree, but I came home one time and he had completely torn it out with the tractor. I was so sad. I was the only one who ate off the mulberry tree, but it was just this big monstrous thing and it was taking up everywhere, so we took it out and replaced it with the cherry tree right over there with the beautiful white flowers on it. That is a cherry tree starting to blossom. And yeah, that's about it. So thank you guys for watching a little tour of where I grew up, where I have learned a lot of the things I know. I've worked with my dad since 4th grade on this wonderful property, learning and just grounding myself within the garden and, basically getting a good, strong root system myself within the earth. And that's what I want for everybody. And we can do it within apartments. We can do it in small cities where there's urban deserts and food deserts. And that's why I want to start people having things on their balcony, because, this is life. This is getting your hands dirty, getting in the dirt, really connecting back to your roots is, I believe, where we all should be. So thank you for picking Kale-e. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next video. Like and subscribe.
What is it? Get it.
Get it.
Get it.
Get it. Go get the gophers. What? You want to come up?